It starts now.
Is there anyone here that would like to communicate with us?
Putting a dip in your hip, a glide in your stride. Welcome to the mothership, the home of the travelers of the universe, with shows throughout the week. Everything you want, everything you could need. From the paranormal to the supernatural, from the spiritual to the unknown, from emotions to comedy. You can find us at Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and so much more. This is R.I.F.T Nation Network, the RNN. And now, your featured show. Shall we begin?
Good evening, everybody. I hope everybody's doing well tonight on this lovely Monday evening. I hope you're all doing well. Let me get everything situated here. Get the chat going. Welcome, everybody. Come on in. Happy Monday after a holiday. You know, I think the hardest thing to do on a Monday after a long weekend is go to work. I mean, like by 10 o'clock, I was thinking, is it Friday yet? No, it's not even Friday. It's just Monday. I think that's the difficult part. But I hope we all had wonderful Thanksgivings. I hope everybody had a great weekend, did some shopping on Black Friday and on Cyber Monday, get some good deals. And we're getting ready for right behind me. Christmas is right around the corner, everybody. I know. It crept up on us this year. So welcome in. We are streaming live tonight on the R.I.F.T Nation Network, Monday evening, Mysteries Beyond the Scenes. Happy Monday, Miss Lee. I hope everybody's doing well. Thank you so much, Lisa, for the case that we have this evening. I'm going to present this case. It's Tyler Goodrich from Lincoln, Nebraska. He went missing recently, very recently, November the 3rd. And Lisa is, she said, will you please look at this case? You know, it's all over social media. He's in my area and, you know, people are very concerned with Tyler. I said, absolutely, I will look at this. And it's an interesting case. I think you all, if you're in the Lincoln, Nebraska area, you know, I know his family and friends are looking for searchers. I've got the information, you know, from everything I can gather about Tyler. He was just a wonderful part of the community in Lincoln. Everybody loved him. Just a friendly, wonderful young man, avid runner, just happy, father, a vet, you know, and he went out for a run and he's disappeared. Nobody has seen Tyler since November the 3rd. So we're going to get into that, but thank you so much, Lisa, for giving me this information. I hope that the information is helpful for searchers in the area. And for those of you who don't know what forensic astrology is, I can give you that information. It is not something that we use math. We use where the actual planets are at the time of the incident. So, for example, I'll give you an example and use Tyler. Tyler was seen on camera at 7:41 p.m. on the evening of November 3rd, and he was jogging down the street, and you could see his flashlight. That's the last known sighting of Tyler. So I used that timestamp. That's what I use. We do what is called an event chart. The event chart will tell an astrologer, a forensic astrologer, the story. So how do we do the mapping? So I'm going to show you the mapping this evening. The mapping is all done according to degrees. It's all math. I'll show it to you, but like, for example, Aries is 0 degrees. It's the first sign of the zodiac. Taurus is 30 degrees, 60, 90, 120. We go all through the zodiac. We take what degrees that actual planet was at the time that Tyler was actually caught on film. For example, the sun was at 11 degrees. So the sun was in Scorpio. You take the Scorpio, which is 180, 210, and you plus 11, that gives me the bearing to do the mapping. You get on Scribble Maps, and the bearings are done all by the computer. So needless to say, it's all math. It's all calculated. And hello, Miss Tammy. Hi, Keith. Thank you. Hi, Angie. Welcome. And that's pretty well what it is. So we use what's called mundane astrology more than personal astrology. Mundane is what's basically called event astrology. Search and rescue groups do indeed use our mapping. They do have amazing results. As my friend Michael from Peace River down in Florida says, I don't know how it works, but it works. So with that being said, let's get to Tyler's case. And again, if you have a case that you all have seen, please let me know. I'll be happy to look at it. Social media is a wonderful tool for us in the true crime vicinity because of the fact that we can get the word out. You can get Tyler's, and I've got the Facebook page that you can join the group. There's some bracelets that are for sale to help with some of the costs, because you have to remember the family has to pay for all of the printing, all of the yard signs. If they hire a private eye, the families have to pay for these things. And, let's face it, if you're out looking for a loved one, you're not working. So the costs are enormous. So any little bit that, a $2 bracelet, it adds up. If there's 80 of us, how many signs could that be? If you're in that area, pass out signs if you can. If you can't search, you could sit at the table and register people. So just, keep that in mind if you do have a missing person in your area. I know, like, Tammy is our resident search and rescue expert. She knows that help with the community is very, very, it's so, there's so much gratitude with the families and the search and rescue people when they do indeed get the help. So with that being said, let's get to Tyler's story. And Michael, Miss Tammy, she knows it. Michael's pretty amazing. He's a pretty cool guy. I need to call our friend. And Tammy, it's they're in Nebraska. Unless it's near me, I won't charge for PI services. You're an earth angel. It's like I always call you guys. The search and rescue, the private eyes that actually don't charge, or can do it without charging is wonderful. They are indeed our earth angels. And you are, Tammy. So here we go. Let's get on to Tyler's story. And like I said, November the 3rd, here we go. Let's get here's Tyler. Look at that young, sweet young man. He was born on April the 2nd. He's 35 years old. He's 6'1", 185 pounds. He was wearing gray shorts, gray zip-up running sweatshirt, and running shoes. So he was out for an evening jog. Now, what had happened that evening, and here we've got some of the signage that is coming up in the Lincoln area that the community is starting to get together with the family to put up the information to get the word out, to just keep your eyes open for Tyler. Now, what had happened, we've got some information. Vogel is his husband, and he is considered a witness and not a person of interest in this case. This is coming from law enforcement. This is the law enforcement statement. He was the last person to see Goodrich shortly after 7:30 p.m. on November the 3rd, after they had an argument at their home near Southwest 9th and West Burnham. And that's in Nebraska, Lincoln, Nebraska area. Video from their home shows Goodrich running away, and evidence collected at the house isn't leading this to be a criminal case. It is not leading his husband for this to be a criminal case. The important thing right now is to get the flyers out, help with the searches, and get the word out. Let law enforcement do their jobs. Accusing people and being accused, it's not helpful right now. The main thing right now is we need to find Tyler for his family. So a search was done at Pioneers Park on Sunday afternoon to look for any clues in trying to find him. He was known to run in the park. He was an avid runner. The sheriff's office is asking for your help. And if you live in Southwest Lincoln, by providing any video evidence from November the 3rd, please contact the Lancaster County Sheriff's Office. If you do indeed have a Ring camera, check your videos, check your cameras. The FBI has also offered to help in the search, and it is still being considered a missing persons case. And there's the number for Lancaster County Sheriff's Office. If you know anything, if you happen to be out that evening and you were running and you saw him, any of your cameras have any visual of him, please contact the Sheriff's Department. 402-441-6500 is the number, or 402-441-6000. So please, that's the information from law enforcement. And I've got some, now this is the video of him actually jogging or running. I guess jogging is not the word anymore to use. I guess I'm just showing my age. Running. So there he is. He's running. He's got a flashlight. And this was the video that was released by law enforcement. And this is the video, I believe, around 7:41, 7:45 in Lincoln, leading away from the home. Now, like I said, and then this again, there's the searches are ongoing with law enforcement in this area. Again, now, it just seems like our cases lately have sent us into these park areas where there's so much park. Let's see. Okay, we've got some. Let's look at Tammy's comments. Tammy, any search dogs to check where he was last running from the house. I would even get a cadaver dog to check the sides of the road where he was possibly hit by a vehicle. Wonderful. Yes, from what I can gather, they have been using all canines and search. I'm not sure about the cadaver dogs, though. I'm sure they are, but I don't know. Okay, here is the map. Over to the left is the park area, the Pioneers Park, where he was known to run. And you can see it. It's outlined in the green area. I'll give you a closer look. Now, once again, we have trails. Seems like it's a very heavily wooded trail area. And they are searching. Now, Here's some more information for you all. His Facebook page is Let's Find Tyler Goodrich. That's on Facebook. And you can find out everything there. It's a wonderful Facebook page. The organized search efforts, media and public relations. You can download the flyer files and the locations to hang them. And there's helpful information. This Facebook page is a wonderful page. It's almost like a command center. And I think it's a wonderful Facebook page to look at, to get ideas. It's always good to look and see what other people are doing under these circumstances, because it is like a command center. They're very up on what's going on and keeping you abreast of the search efforts, where people are putting out flyers. And, what a wonderful area Lincoln, Nebraska area is, because the community has come out in force. This is another example from the Facebook page where a gentleman, apparently there were, the little rubber bracelets, or she had purchased bracelets, and she was selling them for donations for $2 each. She will put the extra after cost to printing more yard signs and whatever advertising is needed. So that's the kind of information that's on this Facebook page. Little $2 bracelets, like I said, 80 people, $160. That's some signs. Okay, let's take a look at Tyler's event chart. Now, as we all know from what law enforcement said, they had an argument, and law enforcement had been phoned, and they came apparently very close to the time that he had left to go running. So there was no argument, and a day later, law enforcement was called. And this is important, law enforcement was called immediately. And then, put the time stamp together, and law enforcement was called. Okay. So then, secondly, as far as what everybody likes to say, they're traffic. No, this man was 6'1". He was an athlete. He did not, I seriously doubt if he would have been abducted. It's just that, kidnappers just don't abduct someone 6'2", 185 pounds. They're athletes. It just, I'm sure it's happened, but the odds are very slim. So let's take a look at the chart and see what the chart story is telling us. Tyler, again, is over to the left, represented by where it says AC. Now we're going to go down a little bit where it says under the third house, neighborhood. That's Tyler as well. Tyler was running in the neighborhood, which is represented by the third house. The chart is giving us 1.4 miles, or 0.14 miles, or 14 miles. We add it up with the AC up at the top, it gives us 2.2 miles. Or we can go for the 1.4 miles. So he was within the mileage. Now let's go over and see where Tyler is represented, where again, you're going to look over into the sixth house where it says Tyler. That's Tyler. He's represented by Mercury. Gemini is in the ascendant. That's who is Tyler's represented by Mercury. Mars is right next to Mercury. What was he doing? He was exercising. Now, Mars can also mean an argument, but it's in the sixth house. What does the sixth house represent? The sixth house represents your physical body, your health. So my guess right here is Tyler was a health nut. He was not a health nut. I don't want to say nut, but he was very into health and fitness. That's all showing up for us. So, the good thing about this chart is, and you can see the squiggly lines in the middle, there was a grand trine happening at the time of this event chart. It's a wonderful aspect that I will see on an event chart. So that's just a good sign. Now, up at the top, we've got Neptune. That could be a camera when he was caught on a video. Can also mean some mental things. Did Tyler run and contact a friend or a sibling and say, you know what, I just need to get away? That's a possibility in this chart. We just don't know. I think the main thing is to not speculate, but just keep an eye out and keep looking for him at this point. And I think that's a positive aspect and a positive mind frame to be. Now, I will say this. Down in the 5th house, we see Venus. Venus represents females. And this could be possibly, did a female pass him and see him when they were out running? Was he in the park? 5th house is represented by a park. It's where people like to go. It's fun. It's baseball parks. It's golf courses. It's country clubs. That's the 5th house. Was a female in the park that saw him. And that's a possibility. Could a female have picked him up at the park? We don't know. Who knows? But I think the park definitely needs to be checked. It was unexpected. We've got Uranus there in the 12th house. Something was unexpected. But definitely, I think possibly a female may have seen him and just maybe doesn't even know that the word's out. So that's a possibility as well. That's what we're gathering from the story of the chart. Okay. Now let's take a look at the mapping, because the mapping is really, really interesting. And yes, Lee, did the chart show a female too? Yes, Lee, it did. But that could be somebody that saw him, maybe possibly a text message to somebody. I don't know. Okay, so now when we look at the initial mapping of the chart, we're going to see that the blue dot is Tyler's house. To the left is the park area. If you'll notice the 3 lines that go, here we go, I got to do directions, northwest, a little bit north, in the northwest direction, you will notice that there are some actual trails that fall into those lines. What really piqued my interest were the lines to the southwest. That bunch of lines. Do we know if Tyler indeed did run to the park? We don't know. Or did Tyler take another route that he went into that southwest pattern? Because of the fact, when you look at the mapping, you want to look in between the wedges, where the wedges are all bunched together. That's telling us to look in that particular area. Now, this map, I did it at a 2.2 miles. But the map can certainly go and extend outside of that area as well. So let's take a look at a closer up look at the map. Let's see. Okay, if you notice and of course I circled it red. If you notice that Bison Trail, around where that circle is, that Bison Trail, that's an area where I would definitely search around that Bison Trail area going down South Codington Avenue. Did he run in that area? I don't know. Did he have a watch on that we could find out if his moves, a lot of people have their fitness watches. Again, I circled in red the areas of interest that I would suggest to search in. So like I said, could he have gone down West Burnham Avenue, gone south? Did he run down that road? Look down that South Codington Avenue. Just take a drive down there. Also check that area. That park area has also got a lot of areas of interest as well. So I think it's pretty interesting that the map really took us to this area. I would think that a park would have cameras. I would assume. Again, the Bison Trail, the cement area is the trail area. Perhaps something could be found in that particular area. Seems like there's a lot of concentration around that circle, the Prairie Corridor and Bison Trail, right up in that area as well. I don't know if that's the park area. Maybe that's where, I just don't know. We can only go where the maps go to. Like I said, it's all done with math. Okay, again, Bison Trail, West Van Dorn Street, that area. West Van Dorn Street, if that's an area of interest as well, up in that area. I hope this helps the family. Okay, those are the maps that I did. Okay, here we go. Tammy, I really feel bad for his husband and family. They must be devastated. I know, Tammy, it's just horrible. And seems like, just from what I can gather from just looking up the case, he's just such a wonderful young man. He would, from what the siblings have said, he would do anything for anybody. He was very popular. He was just a wonderful young man. And here's Miss Linda. This is out of the blue, but are there bears or wild animals? That is an excellent, excellent question. Maybe Lisa can, anybody from Nebraska, Keith, what about coyotes? We have them here. I don't know how big our coyotes get, but everybody's always showing them on their Ring cameras. Bear, do you have bears? What about wild animals? Do you have those in that area? I agree, Linda. It's a great question. I wonder if there are any sightings of large wild animals in the park. Tammy, great. That's where we're all. And you know what, too? When you guys said that about animals, guess what the 6th house represents? Animals. That's where, pets, animals are in the 6th house. And that line hits Uranus. Could there have been? I don't know. But that's funny that everybody is coming up with that. Okay, let's see. Okay, here's what Linda. The picture of him running with the flashlight seems to look like the area was foggy then. It sure did look foggy. And as soon as I get through the chat, let's look through. I'll go back and show you that picture again as well. Not in that area. Okay, Lisa, thank you. Coyotes and occasional cougar. Okay, and Dawn says no bears. Bridget, welcome everybody. Thank you. Bridget, no bears, but other predators. So what other type of predators? Coyotes and cougar, an occasional cougar. So I would check. Let's go back and look at the picture of him that was on the video. And does anybody remember that night if there was a foggy air? Look, was it foggy? Or is that just the grain of the video? Everybody is saying that. My mind went straight to bears, but not other animals. And that 6th house that's animals. Weird, a bison trail. Do they have bison there? I know. I'm going to tell you what we have. And Tammy, this is very interesting that you said that about bison, because we have bison in a like a park here. They're huge, and they can and will attack. Bison they're not friendly, and they're big. They're gigantic. Mountain lions. There you go. Again, and and if we look at the terrain in that animal in that area, if we look at the terrain in this area, it is very in this wooded area. I mean, look at that. This is very it's hilly. I thought Nebraska was flat, Keith. Keith is in here. Keith is from Nebraska. I thought Nebraska was flat, Lisa and Keith. That shows hills and trails. Okay. Philippa says, there was no fog that night and the quality of the film is very poor. Okay, thank you for answering that, hon. And those films are poor. They are poor. I think people, should be absolutely looking in those areas of that where those trails are. No bears, more foxes than anything. No bears, but other predators. My mind went straight to bears. Yeah. Oh, okay. Lisa's laughing. She said, Nebraska's both hilly and flat. Okay, Keith. Keith, we have some hills and places. I thought it was all flat, not like Kentucky. We have hills and flatlands. Everybody calls our hills mountains. And I'm like, no, that's not a mountain. That's a hill. So that is the story. Again, let's look at the maps. And you all are welcome to share these maps with the search and rescue people. It's all done by math. Absolutely, please. If they have not looked in that area down on the southwest, that's a really good area to look. Over to the south north. No, the northwest, southwest and northwest. But those are the areas that the astrology is showing us. And, it could be something as simple as maybe a shoe or anything of that nature, or, check around as far as a female friend that may have contacted him that may not even know that he's disappeared. But definitely in the chart, there's something with a female. Like I said, I don't know what it is, but it is indeed, there's, Venus popped up. So there's the map and the areas of interest that I would, like I said, if anybody's in the area, I can just drive down South Coddington. I'm sorry, it's Coddington. Go down that area and just drive. I'm sure you can't drive in the trails, but unless you're with Miss Tammy and you've got the horses out. Okay. Some information. The park has been walked and searched many times. The Van Dorn area has been walked also. We've been truly blessed with the number of people who have helped. I am just amazed. And, Keith is one of our hosts on R.I.F.T Nation Network, and he's from Beatrice, Nebraska. And everybody, and Lisa is from that area, everybody from Nebraska. It reminds me a lot of Kentucky, because we will literally stop and drop everything to help people out during these times. And I think it shows on the Facebook page. I think it shows with everybody just willing to stop and help. and you're very blessed in that area. And, you know, I'm blessed in this area as well, because I know it would, if it happened in this area, people would do the same. And we are very blessed. And, you know, some of those big highfalutin areas should take lessons from the people like us who live in these areas, that we still care and we would help out. This is interesting. No cougars, but a lion was reported not far from the area. A mountain lion was reported not far from the area. So do you all know, have they had the dogs out as well? And Tammy, maybe if you've got anything from search and rescue, if you want to ask the people in the chat, Tammy, some insight or anything like that regarding mountain lions, Tammy, if she would also know as well. But we will certainly keep on this. Thank you all so much for joining in. And like I said, please get to his Facebook page, join that group. If you're not in the area, at least share if you're from New York, if you're from PA, Lee, I know you all will share this out. Get the word out that he is missing. You know, many things can happen. I don't know anything about mountain lions. On the search and rescue, just to keep looking and looking. And then also, you guys, as soon as we're done this evening, please stay tuned for the Otter's Den. Sir Keith has a show tonight with a special guest. And I wanted to show you all this too. This is one of our weekly, and my partner in crime, who I just adore so much. And let me get this off of here. And I think the world of her is Linda. Let me get Tammy's off of here for you. I'm just so, okay, there we go. And I wanted to share this with you all with Linda's new group. And as you all know, Linda is on our group every Monday, comes in and helps with our cases and puts in, you know, her information as well. But Linda, as we all know, lost her granddaughter, Gracie, her tragic death. And she has started a Facebook group called A Place of Solace. And it's like she said, this is a safe place. This is a place where you can share and what you feel comfortable with sharing. It is a safe place. Please join her group, A Place of Solace. If you have lost someone, even if you can help with the group, if you know, have any, like Tammy, like you with search and rescue, if people are in there. But this is a great group for grief. And Linda is taking this and has started this group. And we love Linda to death. I'm so very proud of you, Linda. And I know that the frustration that they also feel like when they're going through court cases and things of that nature, it just never seems to let up from our families. This has been a long time in coming, Linda, and so many people need this. And who knows better than the people that have walked in those shoes? And even if it's just for like a shoulder. But everybody check out Linda's group, A Place of Solace. I am just so proud of you, Linda, for your strength too as well. So thank you for that. And everybody join that. Now, next week, you all, I'm going to look into and give an update on the Maui fires, the mysteries, and what the astrology tells us about the Maui fires. Keith, we do have mountain lions here, one-sided south of Wymore a while back. It attacked a cow. There you go. And here's your answer, Tammy. Dogs have been out. Cadaver search and scent dogs have been out. Have they found a scent? Have they scented on anything, hun, that you're aware of? Have they picked up any type of a scent? We'll find out. And if there are people out there that know something that indeed have talked to him, please contact the law enforcement. The family needs to know. Please do that and get with somebody. If you know something, get with the police and even remain anonymous if you do indeed have to. Tammy, I'll definitely share as usual. Your mapping is oh, God love you. I have a great teacher, Kirsty McIntosh. Nice. Oh, the Maui fires, Keith. You'll be. And Tammy, there you go. Definitely will join the group. And Miss Linda, regarding her new adventure and her new group, I'm going to try to have some Zoom calls so people can talk about their loved ones. How wonderful is that, Linda? And it's a great time, Linda, around the holidays. When we're all busy and we're all bustling, we don't realize that our people that we, our families have lost people and in tragic ways, and they could still be missing as well. And it's just a great, great time right now, Linda, for that. It's just, I'm so proud of you. Just so proud. Oh, thank you all. This is amazing. Hug and prayers to all. Well, bless you all in Nebraska. And please let's talk about, thank you so much. It's a crime what they did to Hawaii. Let's see what the astrology says about that next week. I think it's going to be very interesting to see what the astrology shows us about Maui. And we'll get some updates. I'll do some research and find out what's been going on. Oh, look at this. There you go, Miss Linda. Wow, Linda, you will change lives. I know she will. I know she will. Unless somebody goes missing from like the penitentiary and Linda and I are on live YouTubes and we're like trying to find the person missing. And then we're 24/7. She'll be on call. She does change lives. And Keith is chiming in. I'm going to look that up too. DEW. I'm not familiar with it. I just picture like a lightsaber or something. So I'm going to look that up and do some research as well. Thank you, Tammy. Listen, everybody have a blessed week. Please get the Tyler Goodrich flyers out and we'll share them on social media. Join the group. Your expertise, if you can help regarding search and rescue or anything, buy a bracelet for $2. Tyler Goodrich, your family, you are in our prayers for your safe return home. And if anybody knows something, please get a hold of the authorities. His family needs to know. So thank you guys for tuning in. And right after this, you all join Keith and have a great week. And I will see you guys next Monday. Stay safe and stay warm unless you're in Florida, and I'm going to be jealous because it's freezing here. So everybody, God bless and have a wonderful, wonderful week. So I'll see y'all next Monday. Thanks for tuning in. Bye now.